Hello, folks, and welcome. Today I will speak about fundamental knowledge that everyone on the esoteric path needs to integrate at a theoretical and practical level. And where should one start better than with the Kybalion, which is one of the best synthesis of Hermetic knowledge out there. If you abide by these principles, your esoteric practice will be a success soon into it. So there we go. We have a few Hermetic principles. Some can add to them, can simplify them, but they altogether remain the same. And no matter what spiritual practice you're going to practice, these Hermetic principles here behind me remain fundaments for eternity. Not because someone wrote them, but these are the actual occult laws by which everything is working in the universe. So let's start with the first. The all is mind, the universe is mental. What does this mean? The principle of mentalism. This is very wrongly understood. We receive information through our five senses, through our subconscious mind, and through our intuition. We receive information non-stop, 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 non-stop. So our brain is conditioned to see the universe, to see the objects of the senses in a way in which is tolerable by our nature. So there is a kind of censorship. We cannot see the radio waves. We cannot see the full spectrum of electromagnetic colors. What we actually see and sense with our senses is just a small percentage of the universe. And this very small percentage of the universe that we perceive and we receive as information, it's actually even more rich with our own self projections upon it. So not only that our senses are limited, but also we also project on the reality our own emotions and thoughts. We kind of, in a fake way, create our own reality in an ignorant manner. We dress up the reality in an unknowing subconscious way. So in this sense, the all is mind, because when you see, when you perceive the all, if you identify yourself with your body, you will say, okay, I'm here on this couch, everything else is outside of me. But have you measured the electromagnetic field of your heart to see how big it is? So it all starts from where you identify yourself with. There is a very funny question meant to awaken some attention. What is the guarantee? This is the question. What is the guarantee that you are looking at me from inside you? How can you base yourself so hard on your senses? The identification we have with our body can be as false. I mean, complete identification. Let me specify this. This is a video for smart people, by the way. So you guys need to follow me. So when we say the all is mind, do we mean the mind of God? Do we mean our mind? What mind does it refer to, this law? I wouldn't say the universe, the all is mind, because what we are is beyond mind. I wouldn't say the universe is mental. Where is the heart in all of this? Or by mind, do we mean heart? Because the Buddhists uh, equalize, put a sign of equal between heart and buddhi, intellect, the divine intellect, which is heart. What does it mean, this one? Is this a superficial generalization of the reality? Of course it is. I would say the all is attention. It's way better than to say the all is mind. It's a more purified statement. And I would be wrong to say even this. The all is the all. You cannot perceive it. You create stuff in your mind. The reflections of the all in your mind become your reality that you do not digest, and you call it your reality. So the all is the all. The fact that this guy said here it's the mind, it is a generalization. It is a generalization. I cannot completely agree with this statement, but it's a good statement though. I don't agree with it completely, but I do recognize its fruits and its positives. So the all is the all. The all is the all. And this all is reflected in the lake of your attention in different ways. Is your attention purified? What does it mean to be purified? Your attention is colored with emotions, thoughts, perceptions. Can it really perceive? Your attention cannot even perceive itself very good. How can it perceive anything else in the real sense? Sure, your attention is built around survival, built around eating, drinking, sleeping, having interaction with other people, but we speak here at a more deeper alchemical level. Is your attention purified? So I would stand and make a correction to the above. First principle of mentalism. I wouldn't say principle of mentalism. This sounds a bit simply a gross simplification. I wouldn't even say the all is attention. No, the all is all. It's incomprehensible. It's not possible to understand by the mind or by the normal human nature. Cannot be understood. It is the most arcana arcanorum, the deepest secret. The all. You cannot grasp it. It has no beginning, no end. It is infinite in its nature. It is infinite in macrocosm. It is infinite in microcosm. There is no ending. There is no beginning. So this is my comment on the first principle of mentalism in Kybalion, which I like this statement. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Everything is in movement, but wouldn't you say that there is a possibility that the ultimate reality and this movement to be a projection of the mind, to be an illusion in itself? This everything moves. This is our perception. This could be a wrong statement. Maybe the ultimate reality does not move at all. Maybe the particles that form everything, maybe the base of form is non-form, and non-form cannot move. And Eastern philosophies agree that there is manifested and unmanifested. The Christian Orthodox theology agrees that there is created and uncreated energy. Uncreated energy is uncreated and it does not move because it's not created. It's outside of the so-called creation, which our limited nature calls it creation. So I would agree 50% with this statement. Everything moves? No. This is a perception. A necessary perception, a necessary illusion. Everything vibrates? Yes. But this vibration needs to be understood. What does it mean? And we will get there. So, look a bit. If someone with experience in Hermetism looks at these statements, I can clearly see that the people behind these statements have not spent enough time contemplating and with practice. And they were good occultists, no doubt. They were initiates, no doubt about it. But their statements are limited in a way and subjected to a lot of interpretation. So I would say the principle of vibration, everything vibrates. Okay. This vibration and its different frequencies constitute the object of our attention. The same energy vibrates differently and it produces the color red, vibrates differently and it produces the color blue. Okay? The principle of correspondence. You cannot correct. I have nothing to add. This is one of the most perfect principles throughout all, absolutely all spiritual paths. As above, so below, as below, so above. As within, so without, as without, so within. But it is really the case. As above, so below. What happens in your mind happens in your body afterwards. As above, so below. What happens in you emotionally is projected in the outside, and what happens in the outside can be received inside and it transmutes. It reflects itself in you. This is one of the most perfect principles that you cannot even touch in any way. You cannot interpret in any way, a wrong way. I mean, it's one of the most perfect Hermetic principles by far. Now we arrive at the principle of polarity. But listen up, the principle of correspondence contains in it the principle of polarity. Because above and below is a polarity. Within and without is a polarity. So basically, the principle of correspondence is the only principle, actually. It contains in it all other principles. The principle of rhythm. Okay, the principle of rhythm states that everything flows out and in. Look, the principle of correspondence. Everything has its tides. Above, below, within, without, it's a tide. All things rise and fall. All things rise to the above and fall to the below. Principle of correspondence again. The pendulum swing. So in the principle of correspondence, we also have the principle of rhythm. In the principle of correspondence, we have vibration, mentalism, polarity, and rhythm. The principle of correspondence contains all principles. If I were to write something on this manner, I would definitely write it like this. Okay. And the principle of cause and effect. This is also contained in the principle of correspondence, because the cause of the below is the above, and the cause of the above is the below. The cause within can be without. The cause without can be within. So in the principle of correspondence, we also have the principle of cause and effect. All right, let's move on. The principle of gender, and here I think they had a big confusion because polarity is gender, guys. No doubt about it. Gender is in everything. Yes, like polarity is in everything, which is contained in the principle of correspondence. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. So it's clear to me that the people who have wrote the Kybalion have done so in a hurry. Okay, but definitely the principle of correspondence basically contains everything you need to know about spirituality, but it depends on how you look at it. The level, the purity level of your attention, the frequency at which your attention vibrates, will perceive with different depth the statement as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. You think you understand it now. Look at this 2 years later. Look at this 10 years later. Look at this statement 20 years later. And you will understand it more. You will be part of it. You will be it. This is the idea. So we must embody in our practice this principle of correspondence, which is the most important principle that contains definitely all other principles. Explanation. What happens in the mind happens in the heart. What happens in the heart happens in the mind. As above, so below. Your interest to learn occult knowledge within has manifested this video without, outside of you. Everything moves. Your attention has moved a million times during this video session, live. My attention has moved likewise a lot. We do not perceive the mini movements of our attention because in our practices, our attention is easily distracted by inner thoughts and inner emotions. If you have a rich life of events, your attention during practice will definitely be colored with those events, and there is nothing you can do about it but practice and try to purify your attention. The entire spiritual process is a process of purification of your attention. Put your attention on your attention. Keep your attention on your attention. Cause and effect. What is the root of your thoughts and feelings? Your attention. That is the root. So the greatest exercise of permanent nature someone can do is pay attention. What is the nature of attention if it's not the very needle of the spirit? Anyhow, these are my comments on the Hermetic principles. I hope you enjoyed.